the week. I know people don't always have positive things to say about Mondays, but we're going to stay positive. We're going to work to make it a great week. So, how are you? What are you doing to make this week your best week? Let me know how you're doing. This is the Data Roundtable, where we come together as data professionals to talk about anything you'd like. I have no agenda. I'm here to listen. I'm here to help. I'm here to facilitate. So let me know how you're doing. What do you got going on? How's your week starting off? I know for some people this is the second day of their week. For some of us it's the first day of the week. How you doing? What are you doing today? What are you doing to move forward? What are you doing to get better? Let me know. Would love to hear from you. Feel free to contribute. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to answer questions that other people might ask. The whole point here is to have open and free discussions where we can just say hello. We can get feedback, give feedback. All of these things are important in the life of a data scientist. And yeah, we're just here to keep on creating a community and let us know how you're doing. So would love to hear from you. Let me know. What do you got going on? What are you doing? Personally, I got started a little bit later today, a little bit later than usual. So I got my coffee, and I'm just gonna get ready to take on the day, to seize the day, right? We apparently that's we all need to be doing that, right? Speaking of seizing the day, Casual Economist is in the chat. Casual Economist says, "Happy Monday, happy Monday to you too, friend." I like that you're taking a positive tone to Monday. You know, so many people are like, "Oh, it's Monday, I gotta go to work." You know what? If you think it's gonna be a bad Monday and a bad week, that's gonna come true, right? So we're gonna stay positive. We're gonna say it's gonna be a good week, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. I have a lot of coaching calls this week. My calendar is actually quite full this week. So yeah, gonna be busy. I had 4 coaching calls yesterday. I'm gonna have another 4 today. So busy, busy day. Kartik, how are you? Says, hey Dennis, good to see you back, Kartik. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know how your week's starting off. I guess for some people in some time zones, it's already the end of their Monday, right? So they already know how their Monday's going to go. I'm just at the start of my Monday. It is 8 a.m. for me. So yeah. Tiara Hood. Tiara, welcome. I think it's your first time. Nice to see you. Tiara says, do you teach machine learning? Yes, absolutely, Tiara. I do that via live streams, and I also do that via private coaching. And obviously, feel free to check out my materials. But yes, this is definitely, if you're a machine learning or you're a professional, you're interested in it, this is the place for you. So welcome. Osama, our good friend Osama is back. How are you? How are you, my friend? Osama from Morocco. Osama says, hello, sir. I hope everything's going well. Wishing you a great start to the week. Oh, thanks so much, Osama. I wish the same for you. Actually, I was thinking about all my followers in Morocco. I was reading this morning about how there were some protests in Morocco this week. I think it was across multiple cities in Morocco. So Osama, hope you're well. Hope that didn't affect you in any way. But yeah, let me know how you're doing, Osama. It's so good to see you back. Kartik says, saw your LinkedIn post about quitting YouTube. No, of course not, guys. I just did that joking, but it did make me wonder how many people read the whole post because, some people just read like the first couple lines, right? People have very short attention spans, right? But no, I was just kidding. Look, guys, the corporate world right now, they can't afford me. The rates that I would ask from the corporate world, they couldn't afford me because I'm enjoying what I'm doing too much, right? I enjoy the content creation. I love the coaching that I'm doing. They can't afford me. So no, I was at Google for a great workshop. Had a really good time. If you guys want to, get my notes on that, I have already sent it to my one-on-one clients. I will be making content via my newsletter on that presentation. On that workshop. But my coaching clients have already received my notes because, they are my priority. But I will be sharing more content. I learned a lot, picked up a couple of interesting things, met some really good people. So I'm just so fortunate. I'm so grateful that I have, they gave me this manager at YouTube that sends me all these cool invites. And I do workshops and boot camps with them too. So I'm just grateful that I'm able to visit those types of things because I'm just sitting here talking into a phone. So to be able to do that, I'm really grateful to Google and YouTube for that. Tiara says, "Do you have to pay?" Tiara, all my content is free. All my content is free. You know what, guys? I haven't really shared that a lot, but I have considered going to a members only model for my content. It's something I've considered, but right now everything is free, Tiara. So feel free to come and join in and participate. Let us know if you have questions. We'll do the best we can to help you. If you do want more personal attention, more private one-on-one attention, I do offer coaching, and that is a paid plan. But I do my best to offer the most value. I have a great set of clients that have been with me for a while. Feel free to check out my website. You can read my testimonials. But yeah, Tiara, my content is free and happy to coach you if that's an option you'd like also. Osama says, "Sir, can I ask a question?" Of course, Osama. Yeah, but let us know that you're okay first, because I did hear that there were some riots in Morocco, so I hope you're doing well. Casual Economist says, "If I got a PhD in stats or econ, would you still love me?" Oh, that's hilarious. Only econ. Only econ. I don't know if you need a doctorate in stats. I got a big ego and I want people to call me doc. I don't know. Would you do that? It's kind of, like it seems like doctors really only reserved for MDs, right? Even some dentists don't like calling themselves doctor, right? Wasn't there a scene in The Hangover about that? About how, one of the guys is a dentist that calls himself a doctor, but all his friends make fun of him, right? So I don't know, casual economist. I don't know if people would. I don't know if you'd want to be called doctor, right? Like, would you want that? I don't know. I don't know, man. Osama says, "Drawing from your valuable experience and your vision for the future, how would you define an elite professional in data science?" Um, oh wow, Osama, that's a really good question. Um, I think the first thing that comes to mind, Osama, is leadership. Someone who is an elite data science professional is also a leader. And I think that they're a leader in two directions, right? They're a leader to the people above them, which is, we'd be talking like executive level people, right? And then they'd be a leader to the people below them, like their direct reports, who are usually technical people, right? Your data scientists, right? Your juniors, your mid-levels, your seniors, right? I think that's the one that the term that comes to mind quickest, because if you're a leader, you also probably have pretty good soft skills. If you're a leader, you probably also have pretty good presentation skills. If you're a leader, you probably have good uh, resource planning and forecasting skills, right? Things that you'll need to know how many servers you need, data centers, new trends, new vendors, so on and so forth, right? So I think that when you're talking about those elite levels, you're talking about somebody who's a strong leader, and then all the things that kind of trickle down with that and come with that. That's what I would have to tell you. Because that's not because if you can reach those levels, then everything else, like your technical skills, your mentoring skills, it's a given, right? Like nobody would question those, right? So Osama, I think that's what I would give you as like a first answer. Maybe I'm going to think about this a little more because it's a very good question. But that's what I would give you, Osama. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'm just kind of giving you my first blush. But maybe that's a little bit different than most people would expect, because I'm not going to say an elite level data scientist is a PhD. That's 100% incorrect. I'm not going to say that that person is a math specialist. That's also incorrect. I'm not going to say that person is great at modeling or an excellent coder. That's probably also incorrect, right? So, yeah, that's what I would tell you, Osama. Good question. Good question. Osama also says, I'm good, sir. Thank you. Okay, good. Glad to hear it. It seems like there were some fairly serious riots out there, relating to stadium construction and all that. So glad to hear you're doing well. Osama says, so in this level, the soft skills is more important than technical skills. 100%. 100%. The soft skills and the leadership skills, right? Because for me, as I got more into the chief data scientist roles, the less coding I did because I had people to do it for me, essentially, right? Now, obviously, I still had to be smart enough to supervise and be able to say, oh, that code doesn't look right. What is that, right? But yeah, absolutely. 100% it's soft skills. 100%. 100%. And that's why I tell you guys, and that's kind of what I mean when I tell you guys, like, if you're going to be the math nerd, if you're not going to have the soft skills, if you're not going to have the leadership skills, there is a ceiling to how far you will get. Guaranteed, right? Like, I saw instances, nobody that worked for me, but other people, other groups, other people I've met, where you can tell they're never going to be more than like a lead data scientist because they have those good technical skills to make them a lead, but they don't have the soft skills to go into leadership, into people management, into other things like that, right? And also, quite frankly, that's some of the people that come to me for coaching, where they're really good technical people, but they're not good, and they can be tech leads, but they're not people leads, right? They're not people managers, right? That's a whole other skill. And you can be 10, 12 years into your career before you even know this, right? Why was I passed up for a promotion again? Well, because the next promotion is a people leader and you're not a people leader, right? That happens. That 100% happens, Osama. So yeah, absolutely. It's all about soft skills at some levels, right? And then also at some of the levels even higher than that, it also becomes a little bit political, right? A little bit political, a little bit budgetary, things like that, right? You got to know how to play those games, right? Kartik says, but for fresher roles, is coding really that necessary? Does it hold more importance than other soft skills? Kartik, that's a good question. And it depends on the company. There is no single answer for that one, Kartik. That's going to be dependent on who you're working for. But yes, generally speaking, there will be a slightly harder emphasis on the coding side, right? Because, in the hierarchy of most teams, companies, whatever, it's the lower levels that are really kind of, the worker bees, right? Like, I may not have written the code, but I had my worker bees who did that, right? And I had to supervise them and I could mentor them. But yeah, I mean, they were the hands at the keyboard, not me, right? So yeah, I mean, at the fresher roles, the entry level roles, sure, there's still going to be an emphasis on can you do the work, right? So yeah, Kartik, absolutely. But that doesn't mean that you don't need any soft skills, right? You still need those soft skills. And honestly, nowadays, you kind of need the soft skills just to kind of get the job, just to kind of, pass through the interviews, right? There's so many candidates to choose from and so many prepared candidates that I, as a hiring manager, can afford to kind of look around a little bit and say, well, I want someone who's friendly, someone who can express themselves, somebody that I can trust in front of a stakeholder meeting, right? Like when I tell you guys about, I know I joke about it, about not letting the PhDs talk in the stakeholder meetings. Well, that's not the ideal scenario, right? I want people who can get up in front of stakeholders. I'm supposed to delegate. I'm supposed to build up your skills and prepare you for that next level, right? So the soft skills are still going to have an emphasis, right? No one hires a coding monkey anymore, right? Osama says, sir, may I ask you if you have a role model in the field of data science or AI? I don't, Osama. I've always kind of forged my own path in that. Like, I don't think there's anybody in the AI or data science field that I really look up to. through data science, I have met people that I look up to, leaders that I admire, but they're not technical people. They're not leaders. Like, I'm grateful that data science has exposed me to bigger companies with better leaders and things like that. And it's improved me. It's improved me from that perspective. But as far as admiring people that are actually data scientists or in data scientists or in data science, not really. If anything, I kind of dislike most of them, right? I mean, I've told you guys, I don't have any admiration for anybody in tech, right? And the tech leadership levels are, that's not people to admire, right? Like, I'm always very cautious when people assign positive qualities to the leaders at Google or the leaders at Oracle or, big companies, tech companies. No. I mean, who's the guy from Google? Jeff Dean. I think he's a moron, right? So no, I don't look up to these people at all, to be frankly honest. Um, yeah, I mean, a part of that I think is just my technical skills, because I feel pretty good about my technical skills. That what I really want to do is develop my leadership skills, right? And I have plenty of good role models for that. As a matter of fact, I spoke with one of them yesterday. Uh, I don't want to give too much information, but he's someone that I've worked with, and he's a really smart guy. He's a managing director. We have an appointment, or a friendly chat that we're going to do this Friday. So somebody like them, I definitely admire. He's not a technical guy at all. In fact, he doesn't even have a master's degree. He's somebody who just dedicated himself to a company, and the company was his master's, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, I admire people like that, and I try to keep up with them and gather information from them. Learn from them, right? And they learn from me too. I'm like, I help guide them too. So it's a two-way street. But those are the people that I invest in trying to get guidance from. I wouldn't care about talking to anybody in AI. Like, pass. Casual Economist says, you plan on doing interviews again? Casual Economist, maybe, yeah. I try to get passes to events and things like that to help me do that. But again, coming back to the whole why I don't like people in tech, most people in tech are awkward, right? So they just don't like being on interviews or whatever the case may be. Um, but yeah, it's harder to find people for interviews than you would think it is. And I've heard that before, about how podcasts sometimes can have trouble finding guests. People are not as anxious or as ready to do interviews as you think they are. But I would love to do more interviews. I have all the equipment for it. I'll probably do some more as CES gets closer. But yeah, thanks for the question, Casual Economist. And thanks for the question too, Osama. You're asking good questions, Osama. But yeah, I mean, I wish I could give you a better book or a guide or somebody to follow on X or whatever. But no, I'd rather just forge my own path and work on the leadership and soft skill side. And also I'm doing a lot of coaching now, so that brings me a lot of education, I guess you could say. So yeah. Shakti, welcome. Shakti says, hello, Dennis. I have 12 years of experience in teaching quantitative aptitude and high-level reasoning, and I want to transit to data science and machine learning. Your opinion on what I should write in my resume? Um, well, why are you worried about your resume if you don't have data science skills? If you want to transit to data science and machine learning, great, but that doesn't mean you're ready for a resume. Let me know. Let me know if I'm misunderstanding something from you, Shakti, but you're saying that you're at step 1 and you want to know what you should write down for step 20, which is, preparing a resume and sending it out. So that doesn't make sense to me. Let me know, Shakti. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding something. Osama says, I follow you, sir, the Godfather. Thanks for that, Osama. I appreciate that. Um, who knows? Maybe that will be part of like a future trend, right? That there will be other people to follow in data science. If I'm one of them, that would be such an honor, right? But I mean, most of the people that are out there that somebody like me would follow, they're usually not in a position to be able to be good guides or good people, right? And I mentioned this in some of my content where you, as the candidate, should also be aware of that. When you go through the interview process, pay attention to who's interviewing you because those are the people that are supposedly going to be mentoring you in the future, right? Are they good mentors? Are they going to help you grow your career? Are they going to be good communicators, right? Maybe, maybe not. So that's something to think about too, right? Like, are these people inherently good for your career? So, yeah, I mean, that's something to think about because that's just the nature of the business, right? The experienced data scientists are supposed to help the younger data scientists. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that. It's not easy to express your thoughts, right? It's not easy to guide somebody in a constructive way. It's not easy to guide someone without making them feel dumb or making them feel um, like they did something wrong, right? That's not an easy thing. So yeah, good questions today in the chat, guys. This is why I love the YouTube side. This is why I stream twice a day, because on YouTube we get these types of elevated conversations, right? Over on Instagram we just make fun of PhDs, but here on YouTube, it's the sophisticated part of my audience. So I appreciate each and every one of you in the chat. Thanks so much. Um, Shakti says, I have learned Python, NumPy, Pandas, SQL, and some algo. Should I learn something more? Shakti, you're learning good tools, but you're not learning data science. So Shakti, I would challenge you that you have listed a collection of tools, but you don't know a thing about data science. What you're telling me is that you have this big, beautiful box of wrenches and tools and sockets and all that stuff, but you've never seen a car in your life, but you want to work on cars. You're telling me you want to be a mechanic, right? So Kartik, I would ask you to think, excuse me, Shakti, I would ask you to think about that, right? You haven't learned data science. Python is not data science. Pandas is not data science. Pandas is a data manipulation tool, right? Pandas is a convenient way of holding data in memory, a convenient and fast way of holding data in memory. That's not data science, right? So Shakti, I think you're falling into a common trap that, oh, I gotta learn data science. Let me watch this Python tutorial because YouTube said I have to watch it, right? But that's not data science. Osama says, can we expect the Sunday live sessions 3 hours to be held in the near future on a long-term basis? Osama, you are coming in strong with the questions, my friend. Jeez. Okay, you know what, Osama, and you guys are a great audience, and I know I've had some longtime supporters like Casual Economists. So I'm going to tell you guys this first. So I think I might be ready for another Sunday series. And I think I want to do it on reinforcement learning. What do you guys think? So you're hearing it first. I haven't said this anywhere else. You guys get to hear it first because you guys are great supporters and all that. But I'm thinking about it. Probably wouldn't be a long series. It'd probably be like a mini series, I think. And I have to figure out one component for it. I haven't figured out one component yet. but I think I want to do like maybe like a 2 or 3 Sunday series on reinforcement learning. What do you guys think? Give me some feedback. Give me some feedback. Or Osama, if you have another topic you want, let me know. But as I think I told Casual Economist or somebody else asked me about it. And I like the ideas to be organic. I mean, the reason why I'm kind of taking a break, it's not because like I'm lazy, because obviously I still stream. But I think that the Sunday series are successful and they're 3 hours long and they're great conversation because I let them be organic ideas. Like I just let the ideas come to me and say, oh yeah, that's a good one, and yeah, I think I can do this. Lesson 1 here, lesson 2 is this, lesson 3 is that. I let them like build in my mind. And reinforcement learning recently kind of struck me because I had a conversation in somebody in my DMs. Um, so let me know. Give me feedback, guys. What do you think about a mini series, 2 to 3 Sundays on reinforcement learning? I think people would watch that. What do you guys think? Um, Osama says, "Oh my God, finally! Seriously, guys, I didn't realize there was such a big demand for it. Jeez, I mean, it's just Sundays. It's just here talking. I mean, and also, I mean, like I said, guys, I do think that my series on neural networks is some of the best content I've put out. Like, I'm pretty proud of that series. Like I said, especially the last couple of weeks of that series. But yeah, I mean, guys, you have to realize they're only good. You guys only like them because I keep them organic. So bear with me, right? A good entertainer always leaves the audience wanting more, right? So despacito. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Kartik says more content always better. Yeah, but somebody's got to create it. It's not easy to do those streams. I mean, you know what? You know what I should do sometime? I should show you guys the preparation I do, and then also after those like 2 or 3 hours, 2 or 3 hour streams, I am done, guys. I am so tired. I mean, you guys know that I cook my soup prior to the stream, and when I'm done, I go in there, I get my little bowl of soup, I watch my shows, I watch my series, and nobody talk to me. I don't want to look at my phone, I don't look at the feedback, I don't look at questions. I'm just gonna sit here with my little bowl of soup, my dog next to me, and then I'm gonna eat and watch my series. Nobody bother me. Like it's a lot for me, guys. So those 3 hours that I stream turns into like 7 hours with recovery, right? So let, give me time, guys. Give me time. Um, Kartik says though I won't be able to attend. Exams are near. Yeah, but you don't know when they're going to be, Kartik. So you really can't say that. The doctor says, please don't stream Sundays as a live vertical video. What do you got against vertical video? Who hurt you, casual economists? Who hurt you? Vertical video is the way of the future. Get with the plan, man. A good doctor loves vertical video, so we can't call you doctor anymore. Osama says, I believe that RL will be good content. Maybe. I had a very interesting discussion with somebody in DMs. I don't want to out anybody, but they were a very, very misguided individual. Life will be hard for them. And it was about reinforcement learning and some of those concepts. So that made me think about how there could be so much bad information out there about um, uh, reinforcement learning, what it is, the history, what is good about it, what is bad about it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see, guys. But it does feel like I'm coming up with that in an organic way. So I'm okay with that, right? Yeah. So we're still waiting to hear why the doctor is against vertical video. You know, obviously these vertical streams are causing some sort of personal trauma. So I want to know why. Kardik says vertical it is, or maybe not. Maybe, maybe. Osama says vertical video for for 3 hours. Who knows? Maybe it'll be 4. Maybe it'll be 5. You never can tell. Casual Economist says you can't lock your phone with vertical videos. Okay, okay. So, yeah, I'm always careful because there's supposed to be things that I can share and things that I'm not supposed to share. But like I said, I have a manager at YouTube. They're called community partner managers. So, you know, YouTube was very nice to give me one, and they send me really cool invites for all these collaborations and special contests they have. So, YouTube has made it very easy for us to try out vertical video. That's all I want to say about that. So, I've been doing more vertical video. I think I started it during the summer. But here's what I think I'm going to do, guys. YouTube now has a feature where I can stream in widescreen, but YouTube will send it out both in widescreen and in vertical. So you'll be able to choose, right? So I'll be able to do both and do that. And really the reality is that the tutorials, if you know, I think most of you in the chat have attended a tutorial. They do obviously work better in widescreen because I do put up a lot of stuff up on the screen. I get it. So yeah, it'll most likely be in widescreen, but I probably will have a vertical option. And in fact, I might test that ahead of time because I haven't used that feature in YouTube Studio yet. But yeah. Casual Economist says, you can't lock your phone and you can't increase the speed if you are behind. Well, don't get behind, dude. Doctors aren't behind. Yeah, Casual Economist, I mean, I'm only joking. Of course, the tutorials work better in widescreen because I do put up a lot of stuff up on the screen. So yeah, absolutely, it will most likely be widescreen and vertical. It is my plan, right? So yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about reinforcement learning as a series. You guys are hearing it first. I haven't expressed that out because I just kind of developed that idea. Because again, guys, I really think that you guys would not be giving me the same feedback or loving it as much, and the stream probably wouldn't be 2-3 hours if I was forcing a topic or I wasn't feeling the topic or if I was just, you know, following some stupid trend online. Because you guys know I don't follow trends from the idiot influencers. You guys know that. So I'm just kind of, you know, I'm waiting for the universe to talk to me, right? You know, you gotta have a little woo-woo in there, right? A little bit of the woo-woo that says, you know, oh, you should try this. And it's like, oh, yeah, right? And then that makes the series better, right? So, you know, I'm gonna light some incense and get some candles going, get that woo woo vibe, and we'll see what inspiration hits me. Casual Economist says I work once in a while on a Sunday. No, you don't. You barely work on a Monday. How are you working on a Sunday? Come on, Casual Economist. Good friends don't lie to each other. Why you gotta start our week with lies? Come on. Osama says, thank you, sir, for your answers and for sharing the good news. Well, Osama, I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm just, you know, I'm just letting you know that inspiration did kind of, sort of, maybe strike me a little bit. You know, so maybe I'll do it. I don't know. If you guys have another topic, I'm open to suggestions. But, you know, like I said, guys, you wouldn't like them as much if I didn't do it in this process, right? You wouldn't like it as much. You'd be like, oh, those Sunday things are stupid. I'm never attending again, right? Like, so yeah, you know. I have a method to my madness, believe it or not. So that's what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to do it just organically, but I'm feeling like 2 to 3 Sundays of reinforcement learning is possible. And I'm motivated because I want to. The conversation I had in DM made me think about how there could be so much bad information out there, and I hate that. You guys know I hate bad information. All right, guys, this has been a great discussion. Really appreciate all of you. So many good longtime supporters and a couple of new ones. So, welcome to all of you. Follow me over to Instagram if you'd like. But as always, please take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Take care, everybody.